Welcome back, you guys, and to me, the role of a point guard or a lead ball handler in today's NBA, it's just as important to be a threat with your scoring as it is your passing ability. There's a balance, of course, and depending on the situation, if you lean too far one way, it could hurt your individual play and the team. LaMelo Ball, of course, is not a 20-point per game guy right now, and isn't averaging as many assists as Trae Young or anything, but in the 25 minutes a game he plays, you see the potential of someone that can eventually take on the role of the lead creator on a successful team. When LaMelo is in rhythm, it never appears like he's thinking too much and saying, wait, what's the defense about to do here? I need to wait for this. No, he's looking to make a play off the bounce before the defender can react. The unpredictability of when you're going to drive, shoot, or pass. That's another thing that you need to be able to do when you're a lead guard at the highest levels. NBA teams are really smart and they know everyone's tendencies, so you gotta be able to freelance and react on the fly to make it tougher on them. Basically, can you create efficient offense as the lead guard? And LaMelo is doing that. At the moment, he's leading all rookies in total points created. If LaMelo is a slight positive presence on defense while improving all the things we know he's good at, you're looking at a really productive player. The confidence and aggressiveness to make things happen with his dribble has been the thing I've liked the most, and he's already making his teammates better. Miles Bridges having a nice third year is partly due to LaMelo. There isn't many guys in the league who can time passes like that when the defense is sleeping in transition. This is something that might not mean anything at all, but to me it kind of makes sense when talking about Lonzo and LaMelo. I'm sure you guys all saw that quote where LaMelo says, "I played a lot of 21 when I was younger," when he was talking about how he gets so many rebounds. I mean, that's what it looks like when LaMelo is in rhythm. It looks like he's just hooping and having fun at the courts, while Lonzo is always pressing and thinking he's going to make a mistake. Lonzo Ball's long-term future with the New Orleans Pelicans has been in question since they were unable to agree on an extension before the season started. Lonzo's play in the bubble and in the short amount of regular season games this year haven't done much to change the Pelicans' thinking that they must sign him to a long-term deal. The thing that bothers me the most about Lonzo's long-term future as a lead guard is that he's stiff with his dribble and it looks like he's thinking too much instead of playing on the fly. It's weird because he grew up a point guard his entire life, he's always had the ball, but he looks slightly uncomfortable taking on contact and going up for a layup. His driving skills are pretty weak for a 6'6" guard. Now obviously he is a pass-first guy, he was never going to become a high-level scoring threat, but in today's league you gotta be able to attack the rim. If you're an NBA point guard that doesn't get to the rim or score often, to become an impact player for your team, you gotta be shooting at least 38-39% from 3, at least above the league average. To justify this bad efficiency and counting stats, you need to be an all-NBA first-team defender like Marcus Smart or something. Right now, Lonzo is not shooting above league average from 3, and while he is a really good defender, there are still like 5 other guards that I would take over him on that end. The issue with Lonzo is that his strengths on the court are inconsistent, and what he is not good at is pretty much at the same level as his rookie year. And that's part of why the Pelicans might move Lonzo at the deadline, because he's not the point guard that they need on their offense. The Pelicans need a dribble drive guard who can play off of Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson. Lonzo is not that. The Pelicans would have to extend him to a long-term deal after this season, and they do not want to do that. Now, this doesn't mean Lonzo is done and finished, he's probably just finished in New Orleans. To be fair to Lonzo, he is in a situation that doesn't maximize his strengths. Brandon Ingram is one of the main playmakers. Zion Williamson is averaging over 20 a game. Eric Bledsoe dribbles a lot, and Lonzo is playing more as a catch-and-shoot guy with secondary playmaking duties. Lonzo does need the ball so he can develop more, but at the same time, it's common sense to give the ball to your better offensive players. And we just saw a week ago Nickeil Alexander-Walker get his jumper and drive off against everyone on the Clippers, even with Steven Adams and Ingram on the court. So the Lonzo needs more spacing argument doesn't apply all the time. Alexander-Walker showed that he can attack the spots that Ingram opens up. The Pelicans need a guy who can do that consistently. Lonzo just does not have that in-between game within the three-point line that other guards have. He's not a threat to drive. Defenses do not have to send an extra defender because they know he's going to pass it out to a teammate, so he doesn't help the spacing in that way. Playing at a faster pace helped him last year, but without that, he just can't generate half-court offense. Funny enough, everyone talks about the jumper, but at the moment, I think the jumper is the least of his worries because he's had a lot of stretches where he's already proven he can make some shots. Now, because of the current coach and roster situation, his best spot right now is as a 3-and-D wing. That's not how Lonzo probably prefers it, but that's how the roster was set up. It's just tough to give a guy the keys to the offense when you have a mediocre handle, a streaky three-point shot, poor touch around the basket, and you're kind of afraid of contact because of bad free throw shooting. Is it Lonzo's fault completely? No. Van Gundy's decision to slow down the pace and take less threes is a bad fit with Lonzo. He should be on a team that's like top 5 in pace, playing really fast. I should have noticed this when it happened, but the Steven Adams signing is really where the Lonzo era in New Orleans was close to done. You're not playing at a fast pace with him. Now, what is LaMelo already learning as an NBA player that Lonzo hasn't quite gotten yet? You can see it in how often they are driving to the rim. In the 2021 season so far, LaMelo was averaging about 9 drives per game, which is the second highest on the Hornets. To put LaMelo's number in perspective, Donovan Mitchell averages about 14 drives per game, Steph Curry averages 10 drives per game. Lonzo, on the other hand, is only driving to the rim about 5 times per game, which is only 1 less than the previous season. LaMelo is doubling up his number. That is a lot of drives per game for someone playing with 2 other guards that like to score, plus you have Gordon Hayward making a big comeback. LaMelo is slowly learning the job of a lead guard. Obviously, they have different roles, different team philosophies, and different types of players around them, but basketball is basketball. LaMelo knows that putting more pressure on the defense with his dribble makes it harder for defenders to get stops on you. You can get your own offense or find your teammates cutting to the rim or standing at the three-point line waiting for the pass if you get doubled. When you are a guard that doesn't drive to the rim often, defenses just know how to play you when they know you're just going to pass. Factor in Lonzo not having the most creative dribbling skills, you're going to be easy to defend at times. I'm not the only one with these stats. I'm sure other team scouts have more precise data about Lonzo's strengths and weaknesses on driving. As a point guard, your job is to keep everyone connected, run your sets, and put pressure on the defense with your scoring. The great point guards know how to run the team's offense and at the same time be able to freelance and react with your dribble to create offense. LaMelo was already good at creating on the fly, which is what you need to succeed in a long regular season and eventually in a playoff series where everyone knows your tendencies. There is a scenario where Lonzo is really good and the 4th starter on a successful team. Taking out team cap situations, Lonzo would have potential to get better in Chicago or Golden State or in Miami. I'm kind of interested in Boston, maybe next to Tatum and Brown, but I think Celtics fans are irritated that no one on the bench can create their own shot. LaMelo was just a really fun player. I wish Lonzo had his confidence. LaMelo was just hooping and couldn't care less about messing up, while Lonzo looks like he's always pressing. I understand he's not in the correct role, I get all of that. I know he's playing shooting guard and Bledsoe, Zion, and Ingram are initiating offense more, but if he was better at making plays on offense, he would naturally be put in position to do so, or eventually force his will on the game. Talent wins out. Lonzo is just not good enough at the moment to where Stan Van Gundy can say, oh, we gotta get Lonzo the ball more. And that is it for me. I've been wanting to talk about Lonzo and LaMelo for a while on this channel now, and I think I've seen enough on their ability to learn how to be a lead guard at the moment. My next video, not sure what that'll be on. I do have a few what happened to this NBA player video ideas that I'm working on, so I'll see you guys then.